I go in.
That was terrifying.
No, yeah. I just go in. I don't even think I asked her. I was just like, "This is it, guys. I feel the moon.
The warning bells are just going off.
The moon came up. This is the timing."
Oh my god!
And I thought it was like a long makeout session. I told all my friends, "Dude, fuck yeah!" We're all like high fiving after this. No, dude, literally. And she breaks up with me that day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Apron podcast. This is a podcast for servers by servers. Today we have a special guest because it is Mother's Day today. So we have a special guest, my wife and the mother of my two children, Danie McCarthy.
That's enough.
Dude, she is my wife. Okay, she deserves.
I understand that.
Being married to me. Okay,
it's just weird.
Could you imagine being married to me?
No.
Exactly. Yeah, I would hate my life too.
At least be honest with it.
But today on the podcast, so we like to usually save this segment for dessert. We like to play a fun special game. Today we're playing Never Have I Ever, and we're starting that out as the appetizer today. So if the question Never Have I Ever, if you have done this, you're gonna throw $1 in the pot. You got this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're gonna throw $1 in the pot, and whoever has the most money by the end of the questions keeps the entire pot.
So I'm gonna be rich.
I'm gonna lose all this. So
it's going down, guys. It's going down.
This will be the first pull of money.
And none of us have seen these at all.
You guys ready for the first question?
I'm ready, dude.
Okay. First question of the day. Never have I ever gone out with a bath or shower for more than a week. So never have I ever gone without a shower. Yeah, gone without a bath for a week. Yeah, that's.
Ooh.
Please, somebody put money in.
I don't want to be alone.
Who do I have to socially distance myself from?
Who is getting put into our shower right now?
Yeah. So it's been a few months.
Yeah.
I mean, once a week, I shower, every Sunday. That's my shower day. They swim down with the hose and every.
I like to think that with everything going down right now, we're all showering as much as possible. So
No,
I think we're good on that.
I just put him in the kiddie pool outside.
You just hose him down,
Yep.
Wait for the sun to dry him off.
Yep.
Have you guys ever been around somebody that just you're like, dude, this person might not know what a shower is?
No, I'm not gonna say any names, but there was this kid I went to elementary school with. It was mean, but we used to make jokes whenever it would rain, we're like, oh, finally getting some water on him, but he just, no offense to him, he always smelled so bad.
Oh.
And it sucks. I felt bad for him. I never made fun of him, but I was like, dude, how do you not know? You know what I mean?
But how do you tactfully tell somebody?
Yeah, I don't have it in me to tell somebody, so it's how do you sit there every day, not being like, oh, God, sometimes I smell myself, and I'm like, oh, God, how do they not know? And they go days like that. Yeah, it's
dude, this is what I never understand. Why is it always that person that loves to give the big hugs and they're so welcoming and they're always big too. I don't know. I've served with somebody before that literally I felt like this person didn't know what a shower was, and he would sweat all the time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude! And every time he see me, John, what's up, man? And he was way taller than me, so his hug, my face would be right in his armpit. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to die right now. It's always that person that I feel
good for them though. It's not keeping them down.
I mean, hey, at least they're still being friendly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
they're living their life, having a good time.
They're not letting that stink affect anybody.
No, why not? Let's go to the next one.
Next question. Okay, never have I ever forgotten to put an order in and lied about it and played it off, everything was all good.
I did that at Pizza Hut, so
okay. Gotta throw that money.
I couldn't understand the guy, and he kept calling, so I just eventually ignored him and actually put it in, but I never did.
What if we've done it, but we didn't play it off? We just told our manager.
I feel like you should.
Well, for me, playing it off is I just never said anything.
That's kind of how I did playing off.
So do I count that or
You count that, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm a goody two shoes, so
because you're playing, you're getting away with it.
Yeah,
you gotta throw that money in.
Yeah, I've straight up lied to people.
Yeah,
every once in a while, and I can't.
We all lost on that one, dude.
Dude, I've had this is gluten-free noodles, right? Yeah,
totally. You could kill somebody.
Do you have celiac? No. Okay, yeah, it's gluten-free noodles. Then yeah, absolutely. If you're not gonna die, it's for sure gluten-free noodles. Yeah.
I'm definitely allergic to Parmesan. It's not in here, right? Nah.
That's not yours.
Yeah.
I've had it before when they're like, oh, this is the spicy Alfredo, and I'll be like, oh no, this is like in my head I'm like, oh that's what they ordered. I'm like, oh shoot. I'm like, that's the creamy mushroom and what? And I was like, dude, okay, like yeah, that's a spicy Alfredo. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. And they don't know any better. They're like, oh okay. Not really that spicy.
I remember this being a lot spicier, but it's still pretty good.
Oh yeah, I guess it's pretty good. Yeah.
Fucking
So I've definitely played that one off a couple times though.
To be fair, I only did it once. Ever. So, you know.
Never have I ever walked in on somebody having sex.
Fucking parents, dude.
Ooh, no.
That's the worst.
So, they don't. I don't know if they're gonna watch this, but they don't know.
No.
Until now.
Here we go.
Now they know.
But you know what? Good for them. You know what I mean? Like they're still going, so that's good.
Dude, what was that like?
What was that?
Here-
Like, you want to know?
No, like here's what happened.
How'd you get away with it? Like,
They were just in it. You know what I mean? So like they didn't even know I walked
Was it just
in.
one of those like quick open the door?
Oh
shit!
yeah.
Close it?
Here's what happened. It was like 1 a.m. and I think I was walking into my parents' room to ask if they had any batteries for like my Xbox controller, and I like knocked and they didn't say anything, and I totally listened and I heard like rustling around in there, and I just didn't put two and two together, and I like walked in and I was like fuck, and I shut the door immediately, and they never said shit to me. So I don't know if it was just too awkward for them to talk about, or if they don't know.
That's the thing. Okay, so I've never walked in on anybody having sex before, but I was 16, and when you're 16, I meant there's a reason why one of your hands are more buff than the other. You know, like
That's a TikTok trend right now.
You're genetic. You're getting somewhere. You're getting some, like alone time with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 16, I lived in this kind of like a what do they call it? Like a loft. So it didn't have any doors, but it was a big room. You know, like
How'd you get in?
how to get in the loft. So it was 3 walls and a complete opening, and it was right to the bathroom too.
Mm.
And I'm going to town on myself one of these days, and my sister's boyfriend at the time, my older sister's boyfriend at the time, he beelines it straight to the bathroom, and the bathroom is right next to my room. You have to pass my room to go to the bathroom, and I'm like pretty like I feel like when everybody does that stuff, like they look around, they do a double take, like glass on, like all the make sure everybody's sleeping and stuff. But I miss one person, and he walks by, and as he's walking by, I see him and he sees me. Like we make eye contact, the most awkward thing with my like not great eye contact. Looks away, couldn't be any quicker, dude. I as I'm making eye contact, I'm like pulling the covers over me and stuff, like you're trying to go to bed. You're like trying to play it off. We both to this day have not said a word about the experience, like because it was one of those things. It's like you can't just bring it up. You can't be like, hey,
right,
John, what
How
was
about
going
the
on
other
there?
night, huh?
Yeah. It was.
So what are you gonna say about
at
it?
that
Did
point,
you
he knows
finish?
what's going on.
Like, what do you say?
I don't care if I witnessed that. If I witnessed him experience somebody like being murdered, that face that he gave me was terrifying. Like that was the most terrifying face I feel like he's ever given anybody, and rightfully so. But next, so you're the only one that threw in $1 on this one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've walked into my parents naked before. Like,
Was the question specifically getting it on, like,
Specifically,
if I've seen them have sex?
yes, specifically sex.
Okay, then yeah, I lost.
Next question.
poor
Never have I ever called in sick to work for a bogus reason.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
If you don't put $1 in, I feel like you're lying.
I'm trying to think if I actually have had where I called it in for a bogus reason. Because I've told them I can't for a bogus reason, but...
That's
I feel
like
like
the
that's
same
just
thing.
Can't work yet.
nitpicking.
No, it's the same. If you've ever not gone to work for some stupid reason, then yeah, I guess it counts.
I don't know.
But okay, honestly, I feel like that doesn't count because I feel like so many servers in general, because I've been at the restaurant for 9 years, and I've called off 2 times, and both were for like hospital reason, like like I was
Is this like
somebody might die?
Is this like lying about what you're doing, or being straight up like, yo, I can't come in today because I'm gonna go to a fucking concert or something stupid that doesn't matter?
I would say lying because for the most part, like, and somebody got in trouble. Remember somebody that got in trouble for this? They called in for work, and one of the bartenders like followed this person on Snapchat. He's like, dude, this person's not like sick.
Oh, really?
He's at Lake Havasu right now.
Caught fucking red-handed.
They got fucking ridden up, dude. I was like, dude,
really?
I was like, dude, what? Why would you do that to your own coworker? I was like, dude, that's
I know.
up, yeah. Especially because in the serving industry, everybody calls out. Like, how many times a day would you say like either? I mean, it's almost every day somebody's calling out. Whether it's a server, dishwasher, or anything like that.
Yeah, just about.
It's just so common. It's easy to get your shifts covered. I don't understand how it happens. And I don't know, I just feel like the industry that way, and it just happens so often. Yeah. So, but I've never done it, so.
I had girls do that when I used to host.
You did it?
No, I did. I put one in there. I used to do that.
What?
When I was pregnant.
One time I ever called out for like an actual dumb reason. It's just when I went.
That's not a bad reason. You're pregnant.
If I'm lying about not feeling good, so I don't have to go into work.
I feel like if you're creating a bot, like another human,
but
that's a big enough reason
why does not
you
care.
Should.
There are only 3 hostesses and 2 of them are literally 16-year-olds on summer break.
Oh yeah. Dude,
she really doesn't care.
Managers don't give a shit, dude. Like managers will be like, okay, so you're decapitated, but are you going to show up? Like, are you going to be like 20,
so when are you coming
20 minutes late? Like,
but when will you be here?
You're like, I'm on fire right now. I'm trying to put it out. I don't think I'm going to work. My car blew up. Yeah. And they're like, okay, so we can just pick you up.
So we just get you?
We just get you. Yeah.
Or
come on.
Can you find someone to cover your shift?
Yeah, I know.
Have you found someone to cover your shift?
Have
if
you
you
tried
can't find someone,
yeah.
you have to come in.
Yeah.
It's not optional.
Oh my god.
No, I used to have, because the girls I used to work with were young. I was the oldest out of any of them. And there were these 16-year-old girls, but they were friends with their manager on like Snapchat and Instagram and things like this. So when they would call off for bogus reasons, the manager could literally see what they were doing. Yeah, but it wasn't even ratting them out at that point. Like it's just you're digging your own grave.
Mm-hmm. I feel like there's so much favoritism, like in general. Like if that person, especially you said the friends of the manager, like if that person, they don't give a shit. They'll be like, hey, I don't want to show up for work today, so can you make a bogus reason for the district manager? No. It's like, yeah, for sure, don't show up for work. Okay, we'll get some other sucker to take your shift.
Yeah. I had to have been, I don't remember how many months pregnant I was. I think I may have been maybe like 2 months along, but I got food poisoning. And I was already like, I'm sure you remember, I couldn't keep anything down. My first couple of months of pregnancy with both my kids. Like, I was in the hospital.
Oh, yeah, she let me hear it every single day.
Yeah, I did not. You're so full of it.
Every day.
I'm not going to go into it. But I was the only hostess
She would say, John, I hate you. I'm like, I know, I hate me too.
It was a morning. Like, mornings where I worked, the type of restaurant where I worked wasn't busy. It was more like a dinner time kind of restaurant.
Right.
But I got so sick, and I was the only hostess on, and I was the only hostess that could work. And I ended up telling my manager, I was like, I have to go home. Like, I am sick. The room is spinning. Like, I'm pregnant. I can't, I have to go to the hospital. I don't feel well. It's actually when I ended up getting hospitalized because I was so dehydrated. Well, she took me off the schedule for any meaningful shifts. Like, I couldn't do takeout.
That's the
which
worst.
was where you made your money. Like, you got tipped off of takeout.
Managers can be so vindictive sometimes.
And I was pregnant. Like, I was one of the new ones there. I think I'd been there for maybe, 3 months. Like, I wasn't there for a super long time.
Yeah.
But I was the most reliable out of any of them by far, and it was the first time I'd ever called out. And she ended up taking me off the carryout schedule.
I do remember this, yeah.
For 2 months of the entire thing. So I made no money. Like, I took an Uber there back, and I didn't have my license yet. So literally the money I made on shift paid for my Uber there and back.
Oh, wow.
He used to get so upset with me. So finally I talked to my other manager, and I was like, look, like, these other girls are doing this. They're going home in the middle of shifts, things like that. I'm still getting punished. And she ended up getting punished for it because she wasn't supposed to be doing it. And I got put back on. And then it was fine from then on. But I was friends with her later on. I was just like, dude, that's not fair.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that just because these girls have been here longer than me. Like, I obviously need the money. Like, I'm literally growing a human being and working right now.
Oh, yeah. If I have any reason not to show up for work, it's this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literal
Well,
human
it's like, you can
of
literally
her.
see me, like, running to the bathroom and downing water by the gallon. Like, I don't feel good. She got really nice later on. Like, she would, later, I worked until 2 days before I had my son. So that day I was like, I'm having contractions. I need to go. She was like, feel my stomach. She's like, are you okay? Do you need anything? So we ended on good terms. But favoritism is definitely
that's the thing.
a huge thing.
It exists.
In restaurants.
So bad. We
is
were out
real.
of money for the first 3 months of my pregnancy. Like, we didn't put anything away. We basically just paid what it cost to get there.
Jeez,
it was so bad.
So never have I ever, this next question, been catfished before. Oh no,
Dude, I can't get a girl to talk to me at all.
I'm sorry. I said I was 6'9". Okay, you're like,
Oh, I'm not talking about you.
I'm kidding.
You catfished her?
No.
We
We met in person.
We met organically.
Okay.
I know it's 2020, but we.
So
we
you
met,
knew how short he was.
Yeah.
And you still married him?
You know what? As long as
Oh,
he's taller than me, I don't care.
That's good.
Honestly though, he's like the perfect height. Like he's not too tall.
Oh, for sure, yeah. No,
and
yeah.
he's not too short. Like he's perfect.
If you're
height.
taller
Couple
than
inches higher than
me,
me.
if you're taller than me, you're a piece of shit, and if you're shorter than me, you're a piece of shit.
And let's be honest, now that I'm a
Fuck
mom, I
everybody.
literally
That's-
only wear
that's
flat
everybody.
shoes. I
Yeah.
never wear heels, or anything like that. Like, I don't care.
You guys have never been catfished before?
No, dude.
I don't know why I'm like surprised. Like you guys, I
Seriously?
feel like you would
To
be
get
catfished.
catfish, you need to
So, like,
be
no-
going after people online, which I don't do.
No,
Well, I was gonna
So,
say, but like
same here.
nobody you've ever met, like there hasn't been like a fake profile trying to get, you
Define
to dish out
catfish.
on
Like, is this like me thinking like I'm talking to a
like
girl and
just
it's a dude
catfishing
or
as in somebody who's pretending to be something they aren't. Period. End of story. Like not
that,
relationship
not
wise.
that the
anybody.
camera series
Okay.
like fucking like
I do
scopes you out.
have one story, I guess.
Well, then you gotta put $1.
Throw
But-
the $1 in.
I need to
Got
see
that
if this
though.
counts because
Okay,
it's
okay.
not necessarily like
Okay.
she lied to me. No names here, but this person, she would like,
What was her name? I'm just kidding.
yeah, no, she would just like post all the time like pictures of her, like just her face, like, and they were always like the best lighting and like the best angles, like for the perfect jawline.
Which,
and
So
shit.
every girl out
everybody
there.
does
Well,
nowadays.
yes.
Yeah.
And this is nothing against her, but I met up with her in person. It looked like her.
I can
But-
tell that that's what she was going for.
But like
Looks
those
like her,
pictures
yeah.
look like
But-
they took
No,
a
yeah.
lot of
But
fucking
like
work.
the
You know
Walmart
what I mean?
version.
Yes.
I would
And
say
so
no, yeah.
I don't know if that's a catfish
Yeah.
because it's not like she like lied to me.
I feel
it's
like that's
it's what
catfishing.
it's what
Yeah.
I fell for, I guess. Like it's
Well, This will go to vote. You feel like it's catfish?
I feel like it's.
I feel like it's catfish too.
really.
That's catfishing.
So that's
Did you meet what?
Throw that
It's
dollar
not,
in.
but
Throw that
like
dollar.
think about
It
it.
doesn't
It's not
matter,
like she was
okay?
trying like to do that.
He's shaking
like,
his head. He's like.
I mean, let's put it this way. Okay, so you
a
know,
catfish
like,
to me is if a girl like sent me a picture, like nice long hair, and then I meet up with her and it's a fucking wig. Like that's a catfish to me. Like
where-
something obviously fake that
where
they
did the
lied
phrase-
about.
but that's
Where
like
did that
something
phrase come
common
from?
now. Like a lot of girls do wear wigs now.
Well, my point though is like she posts those pictures like yeah they looked good and then she looked different in person. I feel like that's not necessarily her fault.
I
You know
guess
what
it
I
could
mean?
be either. Like, I guess for this, we should just like go off relationship catfish.
Our
Please
produ-
don't.
So it was 3 versus 2. Our producer said that it doesn't count, but I
I just
feel
don't
like
want
it
to
counts.
lose.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, dude, fuck those people.
You've never been catfished.
I've never been catfished. No.
You've never been catfished.
No,
I'm gonna
would-
get you.
I would
I
always.
feel like you're full of
I always
I'm gonna
did-
get you.
I always dated in general, like as far as like somebody I knew, like they would have to be inside my circle for me like to kind of
Exactly.
pursue them. Like in high school, I had a flip phone, like so I wasn't like back then I wasn't even like
He's lying, guys. I am the catfish.
No.
I
that was
had
me
no
the whole
glasses
time.
and blonde hair when he married me.
we
Oh.
we met at the gym that we trained at, like so.
I also don't do that anymore.
Neither do I.
There you go.
Obviously, this whole quarantine,
Shut
the only thing
up.
that I've grown is my hair and my double chins. But
He's
When-
full of shit, if anybody was wondering.
next question: Never have I ever dropped plates or drink on a guest.
Oh no.
I want to hear your story.
Oh, it's so embarrassing.
That's good.
It's a bottle of wine,
Oh no!
Even better.
and I didn't.
Were they wearing like the whitest shirt ever? The perfect white dress shirt.
No, luckily no. And I didn't drop all of it on him, but it fell over on my tray, and I caught it, but it kind of like splashed.
It just went, sometimes when you try to stop it,
Yeah,
it makes it
it
even
makes it
worse.
way
'cause
worse,
You're like,
yeah.
oh, like.
Yeah, if I hadn't freaked out and like actually caught it, well, it would have spilled on the ground, but it probably wouldn't have splashed on him. But luckily, he was understanding, and he was like, "It's fine, it's whatever."
Dude, no,
But I was so embarrassed.
Those are
dude.
the
So
best
you-
kind of customers, though.
Not right.
Ooh, wait, what? I
I've
want to
done
hear
it.
Yeah.
It was when I was bussing, and
Ooh.
you know those tubs at said restaurant get oil all over.
No, yeah.
So
And
anyway,
oil's the
anyway,
worst too. Yeah.
I got this this bus tub from behind the bar. They get heavy. So I'm like walking around about to bring it back to the dish area, and somebody goes, "Hey, can you grab like the last couple plates from those guys over there?" And so I'm going over there and I like throw them in, and I'm like talking to them back and forth, And when I lift this thing off the table, my left hand just slips out, it smacks the table, and every liquid in there just shoots out towards this guy.
It's just a can full of like just random liquids.
Dude, just right off this guy. Red wine, marinara, red wine, you know, fucking everything.
Was he wearing the whitest shirt?
No, luckily he was wearing like some black shirt, like dark jeans, and I was like, oh, thank God. It didn't matter, but either way, I spilt it on him. I didn't know what to say, dude. I'm like shaking. I'm like, oh fuck. He goes, you're good, dude. And I was like, thank you. And I walked away, and I was like, dude, I'm quitting. I'm out of here.
You guys have like the only two ever good where the customer like doesn't freak out.
I got so lucky, dude, because this guy was fucking built. He could have just decked me, dude, but he was like, you're good. And I was like, thank you. I just walked away.
The story, dude, it wasn't even my fault necessarily. It was this other person I worked with. Dude, he took something off of my tray. So if you take something off your own tray, like you can kind of adjust because of the weight.
Oh, yeah.
But this asshole, you know, like at the time he was an expo, he fucking takes the plate off of my tray, and I'm like, oh God, you know, like I can adjust for it. Dude, I dropped 2 fucking plates of spaghetti and meatballs right on my fucking desk.
Like fresh plates already ready.
Oh, that's hot.
It hit the table and fucking went all. Dude, I was like, oh my gosh. How do you fucking rebound from here? Yeah, I mean the only silver lining to anything, like when something like that happens, their meal's free. You know, like and I mean if you can play off like kind of like, oh my God, you know, like type in. I had to play it off like it was my fault. Obviously, it was the fucking Expo's fault, but they don't know that. I was like, I'm such a piece of shit, guys. I'm for sure gonna get fired after this, so don't worry about it. You know, like you should probably still tip me. You know, but yeah, that it sucks when that happens.
I have a story I want to tell real quick.
Oh, dude,
this doesn't have to do with this, but it's real quick. When I was working at that restaurant, and you probably remember this, remember that big speaker we used to have in the back. So we were playing Red Hot Chili Peppers back there. Okay, I'm like air basing that shit, dude. And so above the dishwasher, there's like a rectangular metal, like the vent, you know, all the shit goes out there. So I'm sitting there just slapping this fucking air bass,
slapping the bass,
and I'm just hitting this shit and getting in it, and I'm like jumping up and down. And out of nowhere, I start like hopping closer and closer to this metal thing above me. I just go boom, fucking nail my head, hit the floor. I was seeing fucking stars, dude, and I split my fucking head open.
What?
No.
Yeah, I felt my head, and there was fucking blood coming out of it. And I sat out.
Stitches?
No, I don't know how. But I hit it so hard, I like grabbed my head like that, and there was a little bit of blood on my head, and I was like, "Oh fuck, dude!" And I didn't even go to the hospital like an idiot.
Your fucking solo just turned into a Slipknot like a concert.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. Right
when fucking everywhere,
and it was like that kind of like metal that like wobbles. It was like boom, like right when I hit it. So I just that's all you hear, and I just hit the fucking deck, and I'm out.
Oh my gosh,
that shit sucked.
That's crazy.
Anyway, next question.
I wish I was there.
Never have I. I'm sure people. Okay, never have I ever tampered with somebody's food, like a guest food.
No.
Okay.
Good or bad? Like, have you ever given like something extra?
Have you ever... It's normally not good. Like, if you tampered with somebody's food, you're not. Oh, hey, let's put extra shrimp in there, okay, guys? Let's. You're dealing with an asshole.
You mean
customer.
like in a bad way?
In a bad way, yeah.
I would assume in a bad way, yeah.
I've never
throwing too much chili pepper in there.
No, yeah. Give them a little shit like the runs. I've never tampered with anybody's food, but in general, if you go out to a restaurant and you mess with the person that handles your food,
it's gonna happen.
You won't know what happens, but something might happen. I've never seen it at the establishment I work at, but I've heard of like my sister would tell me stories all the time. Like when she served, like she's like, yeah, cooks, fucking servers, like it's like a thing of waiting. Like people would fucking like just line up. Oh, let's fucking do that in there.
Nasty shit happens. I was eating a Jack in the Box burrito once at like 8 a.m. when I was doing community service a long time ago for some reasons. Anyway, I took a bite of this shit, dude, and I'm like macking this thing, dude. And out of nowhere, I just.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, no.
I pull out the longest,
it's a
curliest red hair,
chick
dude.
Of pubes.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, fucking dude. Oh my! I almost threw up, and I was like, that was like a deliberate hair in there because we were kind of rushing the lady, like, because we had to go, so we were like,
oh, it's oh my god, yeah.
She took that net off, and just fucking threw that shit in there, like,
oh no,
yeah. I don't like being mean at all because I don't want that happening again.
Yeah.
So you also cooked though for a little bit though, right?
Yeah, I did bread, I guess, but nothing major.
Yeah,
I cooked some bread, you know.
Have you ever messed with like a coworker's food? Like dude, I used to order food all the time. I would literally order a calzone at the restaurant I work at. And I hate spicy food. Like literally, if somebody puts anything spicy, I'm the biggest. Oh, you know, dude, they would put a jalapeno in every fucking time. I'm like, I want to kill this guy. You know, like, so just to fuck with me, I'm like, come on, guys. I'm already feeling bad because I can't handle jalapeno.
Which is funny because like the only food I ever make is spicy because I like spicy food.
Oh, dude, it's so embarrassing going like with her to a restaurant. She'll order the hottest wings and she'll be like, "Hey, John, try this." I take one fucking bite. She's calm as a cucumber. I take one bite. I'm crying, fucking tears. Dude, one time I eat her wing. I literally go back to like this is a wing like a place. I literally go back to where the servers are and I fucking get I'm filling up my water cup. I'm like, I need this, guys. Yeah. I now work here. Okay, this is terrible.
We had literally just started dating too.
Oh,
it was so bad.
No. He's all trying to act like he can handle it. He's like, it's not even that high. Fucking,
it's not bad.
It's not that bad.
Fucking steam's coming out of my ears. Yeah,
Tom and Jerry fucking.
Oh man. No, I fucking ran. I was so embarrassed.
Oh man.
How hot?
You sound like you have a story, dude. Like,
have you ever had like the double dog dare wings?
No. I don't think so. From like where?
Buffalo Wild Wings?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
They're literally like the challenge wings. Those were the ones I used to eat just because I thought they were good.
What is wrong with you?
Now that I've had children,
it's a challenge. Yeah. Like no, if you make a fucking challenge, there's no like pleasure in that meal. It's to be like, okay, we want dumb people to pay for this challenge that will never succeed.
Is it the kind of challenge that like, if you finish them, you get it for free?
No, exactly.
You get a fucking T-shirt, like
you get a T-shirt, your name's on the fucking wall.
Yeah, you get a plaque on the wall.
There's
like
not one
kind
fucking
of god.
There's not one fucking person on the goddamn wall. You know, like
it's just you and some huge guy.
That's how you know you're about to get fucked.
There's
literally nobody. There's like,
well, if nobody's up there yet, it's not gonna happen.
There's one picture. The guy like looks fucking dead. Like the paramedics are like resuscitating him.
That's
He's just on the gurney.
He made it.
Oh no!
They'll just lay the T-shirt on top of his coffin.
Yeah, over his face.
Rest
in peace.
Flag. It's just the T-shirt in the restaurant.
There's a 21 gun salute for. He was a brave man. Took on the wing challenge.
Oh man, it's never been done.
Never been done. Legend,
dude.
But does he win it though if he dies?
No, he doesn't win.
Like, does he go up on the wall or is it just?
Have you ever actually done one of those?
Oh yeah. No,
other than that place.
It's actually speaking of that place. And I'm a complete pussy like with this like as is, but I'm competitive. Like so I will do whatever I can to win. I actually competed in that and I won. I was that one fucking person.
The wing one?
In the wing one, yeah.
Oh wow.
Dude, and the thing that they do
How was your asshole?
Burning.
Okay.
I felt every little like the wing would move down to a certain like part of my body. I'm like, I feel it. Oh my god. But dude,
peeing out of your ass, dude. Fuck that.
But the rules are so fucked up. They want you to lose no drinks and you can't wipe your face. That was the worst.
Oh, that's the
so
worst.
Like a little side of like fucking sauce like ends up right here. You're like, oh, this is gonna disintegrate. You know,
my face. You gotta eat them. You have to eat them like the cartoons where you just put it in and pull the bone out.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the only way you can do it.
Dang, dude, I want to see you eat wings. Oh my god, sounds erotic.
Come on, it's really nothing. How about that next question, huh?
Okay. Never have I ever been rejected while trying to kiss somebody for the first time.
Ooh. Luckily, no. I have not.
I have never initiated a kiss with somebody. What?
Oh, thanks.
I've always
a first
done
kiss with somebody. Like I
thanks,
feel like
babe.
that's the one
No, yeah.
that would be.
She's never kissed me before, guys.
I'm just pretty good at telling like. If I do this, they're gonna kiss me back.
You know,
I'm not gonna take any chance because I don't want to feel like an idiot. You know what I mean?
On our first date, I was super paranoid because I had done crap relationships before him, and I was like, literally freaking out the entire time. I'm like, is he going to try to kiss me? Because if he does, I feel like
that's
it's
gotta
really
be so
awkward.
scary for girls.
I was like, I really, really like him, but I feel like I would be really, really awkward if he did.
Yeah.
And like, I don't.
Dude, a kiss is just.
I've had like one kiss before this dude, like.
Especially at first kiss.
I basically married like my second boyfriend ever.
How was your guys'
He's
first
perfect.
kiss?
Oh, it's terrible. I came, like, have you ever saw, like...
You came?
I came in my pants.
Hell yeah, dude.
Have you ever saw, like, when, like, you're trying to make eggnog, you use that, like, fucking hand, like spinner, like, with a blade that's just going around?
I don't make
What?
eggnog usually, but
I've never made eggnog.
I can
before,
understand
no.
what you're
So
saying.
this made up thing, yeah, that was my tongue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But, dude, I just feel...
I'm
in
so
general,
sorry.
I'm so sorry.
You married him after this?
Yeah.
And once again, you married him
Like,
after this.
Voluntarily.
it was your choice.
It was
No
my choice,
shotguns,
yeah.
nothing?
No.
Don't tell her
Wow.
about divorce, guys. Don't tell her about that. It's not enough.
It's okay.
Dude,
You were
no,
saying?
I just feel, in general, fucking first kisses, they're so awkward anyway. You're set up...
Not
for
everybody's. Mine
Yeah, in the
was,
movies, I feel like in the movies they're not awkward. Like it's just the scariest thing to do
movies.
as far as like
but run me through your first kiss.
like ever.
Just the action of it, like how it went.
So I was.
Yeah. How did it go?
Tell us, John.
Well, our first kiss?
No.
No, okay,
just
no.
your
My first kiss in general. Okay,
I'll
I was.
tell you about mine.
This girl was a grade over me, and she was,
Uh-huh.
you know, like. So back in the day, okay, I was 7 years old.
How hot was it out?
What were you wearing?
It was Arizona, so it was 195 degrees.
That's pretty hot.
It's pretty hot.
It's really hot.
We were both sweating. Okay, we were both parched anyway, so I think
Parched.
So we were looking for any sign of moisture at all, you
Moisture. Good word.
know, and exactly what was going on in this region,
Right.
you know, like was the answer that was gonna bring her to salvation. You know, like these two lips were gonna save her from her desperate needs of romance.
You should be a fucking writer.
I go in. And
That was terrifying.
No,
dude.
yeah. I just go in. I don't even think like, you know, I asked her. I was just like, this is it, guys. I feel the moon
the warning bells are just going off.
the moon came up. This is the timing.
Oh my god.
And I thought
dude.
I thought it was like a long makeout session. I told all my friends, dude, I mean, fuck yeah, you know, we're all like high fiving after this. No, dude, literally. And she breaks up with me that day. That was it. I was like, how bad was that? We just touched.
I missed.
How do you
Oh my
miss?
gosh.
I closed my eyes too early, and I lost track of where I was going. And I kind of like
Where
just
did you land?
I got the cheek, but I was trying to lip contact.
So was it really
and
the first kiss though? If it was the cheek.
we went again,
Did you
and we
correct-
got it
you
right.
corrected
you got
But
the
my
second
first
time?
attempt, yeah, I fucking missed.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh my god, dude, I can't believe I just did that.
That's
I felt like an
terrible.
idiot. Like, how
But
do you not know where
Did
you're
you just
going?
play it off though?
Yes, we didn't
There you
talk
go.
about that until we had already been together for 4 years.
And I'm sure she laughed it off.
You close your eyes, you kiss her in the cheek. Good play, bud.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Good
gosh.
shit, man.
I can't believe I just did that.
God, dude.
That's fucked.
I
That
hate
sucks.
talking about it because I can feel it still.
Well, at least you didn't get broke up with, okay? Like 20 minutes afterwards.
Yeah.
No, just 5 years later. Go on.
Never have I ever brought out the wrong dish and played it off like it was the right one. This
The wrong what? Whoa.
I already said that question.
Yeah.
No.
So do the next. Yeah.
You had said
No,
tell
you
her what
mentioned
it is.
doing that.
I gotta pee real quick anyway, so I'm sorry, dude. I gotta pee really bad.
This is gold, man.
We lose all of our momentum.
He started drinking the gallons of water again.
Dude, I'm sorry. Yeah,
remember where I was.
I had to pee
No, because
I had to pee so bad.
Stop drinking
water.
No more water. No, I'm sorry. Next question. Never have I ever laughed so hard I peed my pants.
Really?
Just throw all my fucking money in there. I've been pregnant twice, guys.
That's not. I feel like when you're pregnant, is this true? In a rumor mill that I read on Reddit, you know, like
Always
said-
true stuff.
You don't
always
pee
true.
yourself all the time, guys.
If you sneeze, do you pee your pants?
At least I never did. I swear to God,
But
I
you
never
put a
did.
dollar in.
Because I have laughed so hard that I've peed myself.
Who are you hanging out with?
I feel like
the
that's-
funniest,
This
the
one.
funniest people ever.
I've never made anybody laugh so hard that they peed themselves. Unless if I dude, oh my
I would
God.
hit the
Well, why
road
would I
as a
tell
fucking
you?
comedian
Yeah.
if I made somebody pee
Why
themselves.
would I
yeah.
turn around and tell
I'm
them
hitting
to
the
go,
road, dude.
hey?
I'm having a special on Netflix.
Me
if
and
I'm
Gabriel fucking Iglesias are gonna have a special.
I feel like that was a loaded question.
Yeah, I feel like that's a girl thing. I
Yeah.
feel like I've
I feel like you've
No,
done it
girls.
before.
No.
And you're acting
Well,
like you haven't.
Well, wait. Does this count? Because I've had this happen. Well, I guess I've never made somebody that laugh. But my brothers and sisters used to tickle me so much until I peed myself, and then I would cry, and then I would cry laughing. I've cried laughing. What was the question? Yeah,
It's pee yourself laughing.
The opposite.
Some sort of liquid.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm fucking trying to lobby myself. No.
I've never peed
I
myself
think
from
you
laughing.
Put one in
No,
there.
I never peed myself.
That's
You should do it just for fun. Just throw one in there.
Yeah, just see how it feels.
Mm-hmm.
No.
You sure? Now's the time.
Not even as a kid. Like, you guys have
Dude,
not...
I haven't peed myself since I was like 5 years old.
I don't think I've peed myself.
It was once
but
in my
you've
life.
done it.
But have you ever
But
laughed so hard you shit yourself?
No.
No, never.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing you have.
Have you?
No, never.
He's like, thank God.
I've shit myself, but not off of a fucking laugh.
Oh, okay, well that's good.
So, dude, that's all the questions right here. So let's see who's walking away with the pot today.
Not me.
1, 2, 3,
Don't count out loud.
5, 6, 7. What do you guys have? What do you have?
What do you have?
What comes after 4?
Biff.
4 again.
I don't know.
5th?
Biff.
I got 5.
Yeah, 5. Okay.
5.
So
What'd
you
have?
you throw your money in there.
You had 7. You had 5.
I have 8.
Let's count them then.
Yeah, count that again.
5, 6, 7, 8.
How many do you have?
8.
What do you have?
Throw your money in.
6.
Well, we have a time. Okay. Producer, can you think of a never have I ever that can get us right here?
Make this a good one.
Just do something you know.
Old-fashioned coin toss. Or rock, paper, scissors, best 2 out of 3.
Do rock, paper, scissors decides it.
Hey, this is schoolyard. Let's settle this like how we did in school.
Let's fight!
Yeah, after lunch,
Flip the table.
nerd.
Okay, you ready? 2 out of 3, right? And rock,
2 out of
paper.
3.
Okay, there's so many different rules. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yeah.
You shoot
That's
off
the right way to do it.
Okay,
Just play
let's.
Hunter Ninja Bear. Alright.
Ready? This is so intense. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ooh. Don't worry.
1-1.
This next one, dude.
Hold on. Let me stretch.
He's all.
Where you gonna pick?
Huh? I was thinking, rock.
Whippy's rock.
I don't like this. I feel like he looked at me as I was going down and changed.
I win the pot, guys. This is all mine.
You know, I don't like this game.
Who made these fucking rules?
All mine.
That's true. At least half goes to you.
I only bore your children.
Why don't we just use Monopoly money?
So, okay, so that's never have I ever. That's the
was
fun
fun.
appetizer today.
I like
But
that one.
you are the guest today, Danie, and again, mother of my children. You used to host back in the day. You also did takeout.
I did.
But I'm sure the question on everybody's mind: what is it like being married to somebody that waits tables all the time? Like, what's your experience as a stay-at-home mom?
Don't do it. No, it's not terrible. I mean, as far as jobs go, it's very well paying. And it's worth it, and I'm grateful for it because it lets me stay home with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my dream job. I told him on our first date, my dream job was to be a mom, stay-at-home mom. I've always wanted to stay home and raise my kids. And
Always?
Always. I grew
Really?
up raising my siblings, taking care of my grandmother. I've always wanted to be a caretaker
Wow.
to my own kids. I knew it I would say when I was about 11, I finally realized,
11?
I know I want kids. And I know this is what I want to do. My grandmother was blessed to stay home with me, so I had a really good role model, to show me how to stay home and be a good parent. But as far as it goes with him, he's been doing it since I met him. And the only downside of it is it's very, very time consuming. He'll leave 10 o'clock in the morning, and he won't get home until 11 o'clock at night on double days. And
Right.
10 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, he basically has to, toss up his time with his kids because the kids go to bed at 7 o'clock. He's got 3 hours with them when he gets home, to take care of them. And he has to have his downtime, and by the time he gets home, I'm still working and cleaning the house and picking it up. So it is very time consuming. The money is good. The money pays the bills. It's not a super intense bring your work home job, which I'm also grateful for. You can
Right.
leave it at the doors and stuff like that, but it's
Hang up
good.
the apron, you're done.
Yeah, exactly. Like, once you walk out the doors, you're fine.
Yeah.
And he sometimes brings home leftover food.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
That's the real winner.
If there's a mess up, I'm like, yeah, I'm throwing that out, man. Just
I'll take care of this for you guys.
I got you. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Stay-at-home moms. I just feel like they don't get enough credit. I'll never forget.
Thanks, guys.
I'll never forget when after our daughter was born, a week or two after, like you wanted to go to the gas station, which was literally like 3 minutes from our house, and she was like, "Do you mind watching the kids?" I'm like, "Easy, dude. I can do this shit." You know, like I got it.
Yeah.
As soon as she left the door, it was like, you know, like they were just triggered. They all started crying. Like, dude, like I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? I was so clueless. And
keep in mind too, it was a hard job. We had 2 under 2. Like, he was taking on a lot. It's a lot to have, like.
But dude,
here you go.
She could have been just 5 minutes, but it felt like it took 2 hours.
He called me before
I was like,
got out of the gas station. I'm not even
are you almost home? She's like just walking to the car, like, you know, like she just closed the front door. I'm like,
leading out the garage door.
Where are you gonna be back?
Are you home yet?
Still trying to
done?
find the right radio station still before she goes.
Dude, no, yeah, it's
bad.
I don't know. I think people just feel like it's just one of those jobs where it's just so easy. It's just like anybody can do it. I feel like anybody can do the job, but it takes a real person like to do it right. And I mean, literally, Danie, like I could not be more proud as a husband and as a father than
I've had
like
2
than
children.
everything that you do for our family. Like, I feel like you're the one that's laying down, like, you know, your life basically, like to do what you're doing. But for people, I don't know, on the outside in, like, what would you say is a challenge that you face on a day-to-day basis being a stay-at-home mom?
Lonely. You don't think it's a lonely job, but it is such a lonely job. The only people you have to talk to are a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old that can barely hold a conversation. All day, every day. Don't get me wrong, I love them. They are my reason for living.
Yeah.
I would give up anything for these kids. I've already given up my sanity. I lost that as soon as we had Matthew. It's long gone. But I think people really do underestimate how lonely being a stay-at-home mom is. Like, maybe people have a little more of an appreciation after the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like, now that everybody is forced to stay home and they're stuck between, like, behind these walls. Like, even when this pandemic first started, he was like, you know, I knew you did a lot, but I didn't know what you did on a daily basis until I'm home to see it. Because I don't get to he normally will take Sunday and Monday off. And then, you know, those are the days we spend together as a family. We do our errands. We even go out for a car ride if that's the least we do. You know, we just get out as a family. And on those days, normally I would take it easy. Like, I would just, you know, kind of slack on Sunday and Monday and then pick up on Tuesday and do what I didn't do. I don't get to do that. I've got 2 extra people in my house all the time right now. I've got extra laundry. I've got extra food, extra plates, all of this stuff to do. But yeah, lonely. I would say lonely. It's very hard. And then you tend to overcompensate when you do see people. And you don't want to stop talking, so you end up over-talking.
Please don't go.
And you just talk yourself into a hole. And by the time you're like rounded about on this hour-long conversation that should have been like 5 with your cashier with like a line of people behind you in the grocery store.
Yeah.
You're like, well, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
You have a good day. Bye.
Right.
That's so. I never like used to think about that, because you do get into like these conversations like with these specific people like at a job. I'm like, why are you talking to this guy? like why are you talking to this girl like right here? I feel like there's nothing like, you know, like they're just doing their job. I feel like we're hassling them at a certain point, but I don't know. Honestly, in general, I feel like people that go to work, like I feel like we as customers and guests to whatever establishment we go in, we don't give them enough credit. You know, like they're just trying to pay their bills. And they're not just somebody that does their job. They're also a person, too. Like yeah. Are they?
Wait a second.
What?
So you're telling me that the person who serves me has their own life and their own
like
bills,
outside of
and
that,
their own feelings.
and then I should like tip them or
That's
something?
the real kicker.
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
And they really do like to be asked about their day. You know, because a lot of people don't know that.
So
but they really do like to.
You mean when I spit in their face for messing up my order, that like hurts their feelings or whatever?
Yeah,
Ooh,
exactly. Or like, you know, when you're cursing them out at the top of your lungs because it's obviously their fault.
Yeah.
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 They're robots designed to take
They're humans. You're not supposed to do that. I I didn't know this.
It's like when we were like 10 years old and we used to think like teachers did not have a life, you know? And then you would see one at like a store.
They like live at the school.
Yeah, you're like, what are you doing out here?
Why are you here?
What are you doing out here in the real world?
Oh, dude, isn't that's like the crazy thing when if you see your like teacher like outside.
I saw my 5th grade social studies teacher maybe at a Dave & Buster's. He was fucking plastered.
No.
This was so funny, dude. Because
another round on me, okay, Dave & Buster's, let's do this shit.
At this point, I'm like, this wasn't long. I'm like 19 years old, like not too long ago. So I'm like an adult now. I'm like having this conversation. I haven't seen him since I was like, I don't know, how old were we in 5th grade? Like 10, maybe?
10.
Something like that, 10, 11.
I was 14.
So I hadn't seen him since I was like 10. So we're like talking. He's like cussing and stuff. He's like lighting up cigarettes. He had a beer in his hand. I was like,
what?
Fuck yeah, dude. I didn't realize how cool he was. Like, teachers, like, it's so crazy. Like, you don't realize like they have like their own life. Like, they're out there smoking cigarettes and drinking beer. When they right when they walk through those doors, they like tighten up their tie and they're like all normal. Like, I don't ever think about that. It's so weird.
I've seen like a couple of my teachers like outside. Like it's funny, I actually ran into a science teacher at the comic book store, and like I run into a lot of people like serving tables, and I was like he's like, oh hey, how you been by the way? Like and I'm just going to this comic book store for the first time. I'm like, oh my god, and like when you don't know that person, you're like quick think of a couple like generic conversations that I could be like what? And then like like,
oh I'm living,
but. Dude, I had this awkward, pause in my head. And, I think he realized, he's like, oh, this asshole doesn't know who the fuck I am. He's like, dude, I was your science, teacher. I was like...
You didn't remember him?
I didn't remember. No, it took me forever. I was like...
I feel like it's one thing for the teachers to not remember you.
Because they have so many students.
They have so many, and we, grow up more. We change a lot through our teenage years, as opposed to them kind of looking mostly the same,
I was an asshole, in class. So I feel like you would definitely know who I was. I was like that student. That's why I would not want to remember.
What kind of kid were you?
I was that guy, if somebody sat down next to me, I would fucking pull their chair out from them.
Oh, dude,
I actually did that to one of my good friends in school. And the funny thing is, the teacher thought it was hilarious because he was.
Oh my god!
Did you do this to your close friends, or if a new kid showed up, sup dork, and you fucking pull out their chair?
Fucking nerd!
Yeah, of course. Drink on them, thirsty-oracle, fucking.
He was a good friend. I thought he was gonna give it right back to me. I thought he would come up with something funny to do. I felt really bad afterwards. And when you do something when you're trying to be the class clown, you expect everybody to laugh. That didn't happen. It
so they didn't do that.
It totally failed, and everybody looked at me like I was the biggest piece of shit, except for the teacher. I fucking.
That's the only opinion that matters.
No, dude, I did it, and dude, he fucking falls, and everybody looks at me like, dude, this asshole, dude, he's just trying to do his work. And
the teacher's cracking.
Dude, my teacher, because he was kind of a shithead in the class too, and she kind of looked at me, she's like.
Oh my God.
That would be me as the teacher. He gets so mad at me because I laugh at our children when they hurt themselves. Don't get me wrong, I'm already walking over to see if they're okay, but I'm laughing because I know they're fine. They're not bleeding. They're not broken. Let me say my kids are the hardest kids you will ever meet. My daughter spun in the living room, turned around and smashed her face on our TV stand, is sporting a black eye right now. She's as happy as can be. She got up and wanted to keep spinning again.
I feel like when a kid hurts themselves, if the parents laugh, usually they do too.
There's actually science
and they won't
proven.
cry.
Yeah,
if you can teach them to laugh at pain, they'll get over it. They have a higher
faster. Children that aren't coddled have a higher pain tolerance.
Yeah.
As they grow up.
Oh my god, are you okay? It's more like you gotta point at them and laugh and be fucking loser.
Well, in this way,
they'll get over it.
If my kids are crying,
rub some dirt in it. Suck it up.
If my kids are bawling and crying, then I know something's seriously wrong because most of the time they'll get up and they'll go and keep playing. But Matthew the other day just got a bee stuck in his pants.
A bee?
A bee stuck in his pants.
That is a nightmare.
And it stung him.
My god.
This child, let me tell you, I have never had the fear of God put me so fast because I heard this blood-curdling scream and I'm already out of my seat and running and he's pulling in his pants. He got a water slide for his birthday, so they have this giant water slide.
Yeah.
And he's halfway up it and I'm trying to pull his pants down. But, of course, he's potty trained, so he's got nothing on under, so I don't really want my kid butt naked in my backyard. So I'm like, can we keep them on? And he's like, ah! And pulling them down.
Oh my
Never
God.
found the bee. But he was so swollen behind his leg, but it was I told him I was pissed at him because he wasn't out there at the time. He was doing something else. I had dragged both kids in by myself.
It's playing Grand Theft Auto.
Well, I was trying not to throw you under the bus.
I'll do it.
It's a fucking heist, dude.
The funniest part, I was so mad.
I was in the middle. I had to. Nothing could bother me. Yeah.
Well, no.
I had 5 stars.
The house could be on fire. I'd be like, come on, save, hurry up, save.
Mission, guys. It was timed. I understand. I was a gamer. I get it.
Okay.
It still pissed me off.
It was a crazy scream though, because honestly, like even with like like playing video games, I was like, I threw it off. I fucking ran. I was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
So,
I'll be right back, boys.
But it pissed me off though because I had to yank this kid's pants off. So now he's just naked from the waist down in the middle of my backyard, and our back neighbors are like having a party, and everybody's out there, and I'm like, great, this is great.
You hear this like crazy scream, and then like they look over, there's
right?
a naked boy, and then she's like running over, and we're like, oh god.
Well, so I'm trying to, because it's got like a pool of water on the bottom, so I couldn't leave Georgia out there by herself and run him inside. So of course, being a responsible parent that I am, I have to grab my child. But the only part of my daughter I can grab is her arm, which is slippery. So I pick her up, and she slips out of my fingers. So she hits the ground. I literally got Matthew on one hip, and I'm just standing there.
He's over there with a fucking bee in his pants. And grab one
At
arm.
this point, I'm just contemplating my life choices. I'm like,
you guys need to make a movie.
okay. So I have
make
like,
a movie.
I like grab her under her armpit and hoist her over my shoulder, and I've got Matthew on my hip, and I get right here and I put them down, and John comes out and goes, "What's wrong?" And I just
What's so important that you had to interrupt my game?
I swear, if looks could
God.
kill, this man would have dropped dead. I was so angry.
yeah.
So George is crying and Matthew's screaming, and I'm just standing there like, what were you doing?
Where were you?
Literally that. I was like, don't even bother, okay? They're already in here.
Oh, you know I
Leave
was
me alone.
around.
Oh my gosh, it was so bad.
Being a parent in general, like I don't know, like I feel like just being an adult is kind of weird. Like like you think about like growing up, and you're like, oh, dude, this is strange, doing all these like adult things. Like I don't know, like you do some weird shit, but being a parent is so fucking weird. Like I ran into some situations. I'm like, I never thought that this would happen. Like I'll never forget. Remember Matthew in the poop?
Which time?
The time. Okay, so Danny's taking a nap. I'm like, oh, Danny, take a nap. I'll listen for Matthew if anything happens. And
Wasn't he still pregnant?
I
think I was. He was still in his crib. So I was.
He was in his crib, but I hear like a scream. I'm like, okay, I'll just check on Matthew. I wonder what's going on. Dude, I go in there. This kid took his
Wait,
diaper
you
off.
should preface this by saying this man has so much trouble changing a poopy diaper.
No, I at the time
Really?
He can't.
I couldn't stand bodily fluids.
Like,
and stuff.
you physically can't
No,
do
yeah.
it, or is it the gagging
No,
factor?
he can do it, but it's the gag factor.
No,
Okay.
everything. Like
It's terrible.
I was like, dude, that part of parenting is so hard.
If I ask him
videos
to,
of
he
dads
will, but he
doing
will
that
not
are
choose
so
to.
funny.
But so I open the door, diapers off, and there's shit everywhere, dude. There's
shit
He
everywhere.
He smeared shit all over his his crib, all over him, like he was like fucking.
He's
trying
got
to,
the fucking
there's-
army.
Yeah, he's trying
fucking-
to commando, like just to go through the fucking jungles and shit. And I was like, and he's
He
screaming on
draws the fucking Aang arrow from fucking what is it?
dude, fucking everywhere. And dude, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, so I'm reaching it, like, and I'm not pulling him close. He's armed like this.
Literally like this.
I didn't know what to do.
He's
I'm
not
like,
exaggerating.
Danny.
No, that is not.
Help me.
That's not how he was. It went like this. Danny, the entire way down the stairs, holding our child at arm's length, and he's just laughing. Like he thinks this is great. Like he had to have been. Oh, we were in the other house, so he had to have been like over a year, like still in the crib, whatever. But he's just grinning. He's like having a time of life. He's like, yeah, like Daddy's freaking out. This is cool.
Oh my.
No, but literally,
It was hell in my head.
my fondest
I was like, what's
freaking
going on?
memory, because he's walking upstairs, and by now I'm out of because I hear him over the baby monitor,
Right.
and I walk out, and he's just, Danny, he pooped. He's like, take him. I can't.
Dude.
And Matthew's just.
He's just
I
chilling.
did that.
Oh my god.
Well, then we put him down in the bathtub, and he had sunburn, so we had oatmeal all over our bathtub. Like he had taken an oatmeal bath, and we hadn't rinsed it yet. Like he had
Is that a
just
thing?
gotten out. It is a thing. Like for oatmeal, it suits whatever.
Wow,
It's
go on.
called like colloidal oatmeal. Like
I've
it
never
suits your
heard
skin.
of that.
When
But-
you're the other white meat, you
I was gonna say-
you have to hear about shit like that.
I
dude.
know.
Yeah.
Why have I not heard about this?
No, yeah.
Hey man, I get it.
No.
I put SPF 50 just waking up.
So I get
Like,
fucking moon
yeah.
burn,
Like the
okay?
fucking this roof is not enough coverage for his son.
You gotta stay away from the windows.
No, yeah.
I had to wear this hat just for these fucking lights right here.
No, it was terrible though. So then he brings him to the bathtub, and he's going to put him in the bathtub, and I yell at him, I'm like, no, you can't, because in the house we lived in, we had an ant problem. So there were ants in the oatmeal, in the bath. So I was like, you can't put our son in there, he's going to get bit. So he puts him down on the carpet. Ugh. And this child's little poop-covered feet go straight out of our bathroom, into our bedroom, into our living room, just leaving little poopy footprints. So I did
fucking shit.
I had to clean a shit-covered child. I had to listen to my husband gag because he now had shit on his fingertips.
I was having PTSD in the fucking corner, like, oh my god, please never again.
Then
There's shit everywhere.
His entire bedroom because he had got it on the slats of his crib, on his walls. It was dripped on the floor, going downstairs.
Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to any mothers out there. You are the fucking champion out there.
Listen to this story.
How much shit was there?
There was so much shit, dude.
I
feel like he borrowed shit from somebody else.
He had to. That is a surplus of shit.
He was proud of it. It was all natural. He was like, that was all me, Dad. That was for you. That was all for you. Yeah, so I spent the night scrubbing poop out of my carpets, out of his crib, off the walls, and this one, meanwhile, won't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
No,
he's still like that.
I can't even look at it.
It's still bad. But I mean, we went over a little bit. You did hostess and do takeout. What's the worst experience that you ever had? Is people?
Okay, so near the end of my hostessing, I was the oldest host there. Like the one that had been the head hostess before me had left. So the girls started treating me like the head hostess. Like, I don't know if they ever named me as head hostess, but literally when they need their shift covered or something
Kind of like being a
that.
head dishwasher.
I knew you were gonna fucking say
They
that.
would literally text me. Now, mind you, I'm like 8 months pregnant. This is like near the end of when I stopped working. I had worked in a different restaurant previously for about a year. But this one where I worked, we had, again, young girls, like 16-year-old girls, you know, just looking for something to, like, buy the time through summer, have extra cash, things like that. So they're girls that aren't doing this for, like, a full-time job. They're not doing this to pay their bills. Like, you know, they're living with parents and they're doing it for extra cash. Well, we had Friday and Saturday nights where I worked. You were not allowed to book reservations. You couldn't. It was first come, first serve, period,
like
in the story.
any day of the
like,
week?
you couldn't, unless it was above, like, a certain number of people, you couldn't do it, or if you called so far ahead of time. And we always had live bands on Friday and Saturday. So, you know, you always had this huge, it was their busiest night. Well, we had this one 16-year-old girl, she had just started working there, and she was manning the phones at night. Like, we all did different stations all night long.
Where did that come from?
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Where did that come from?
Just like tuck it under a chair.
Give me that.
Hold on to that.
You were saying.
No, but keeping it, and he can attest to this, I'm not a vicious person. Like, I'm not. I will get the wrong order in a restaurant.
She is.
Shut the fuck up. Help me. Only to him. Only to him. Okay, only the people that I consider close to me, okay?
Okay, yeah. It's a compliment.
When we go to a restaurant and I want something extra, and like...
It's upsetting, like, how nice she is. I'm like, Danie, no. Like, you need to say something.
Like, it's just...
right
I
now.
feel like it's just...
You're not the one to say stuff?
No, like, I'm like, if you give me the wrong meal, I won't even say anything. I'll eat it. Like, it's fine.
It's
I
usually
don't want to
always the
inconvenience
girl
you.
that, like, steps up and the guy's like, come on, you don't have to say it. How did that get out from under me? I just had it right here.
Okay, just leave it.
Oh my god.
Just leave it.
We'll leave it for a prop right here.
This is for Mother's Day, okay, you guys?
Yeah.
We're filming this on Mother's Day if you didn't know.
No, but so... And I don't think I was overly crazy during pregnancy. Don't look at his face right now because he's going to make a face. I know he's going to make a face. Well, again, we couldn't take reservations. Well, this one party had called, and they were like a party of 20. We can't seat a party of 20 on a Friday and a Saturday. Because, like, we do have, like, a back room, like, certain, like, that restaurant, we had a back room just like that. So, normally the big parties would go back there, but on Friday and Saturday nights, it's full, it's booked. Like, people that don't want to listen to music go sit in the back room.
Yeah.
So we told him over the phone, we were like, we cannot give you a reservation. We can't set up a table for you. If you come here, honestly, we won't be able to seat you. Like, you'll be waiting for an hour or so. Like, our line, we already had like a 45-minute wait at the time. Well, this guy goes off on this 16-year-old girl on the phone. So finally, she gets frustrated. She hands it to me. And he gets frustrated with me, like, telling me, like, well, why can't you, just set aside the tables? Like, well, I'm coming one way or another. And I'm telling him, I'm like, okay, well, you're going to wait. You got to wait your turn. Well, finally we get the manager. Because the manager's the only one that can kind of override that, So she comes over and she says, okay, fine. We'll set up the table for you. Whatever. Just get here. Well, super snotty guy. Well, he gets there, and keep in mind, this girl's 16 years old. Like, she's young. She's still in high school. Like, she's not even out of it yet. He gets there, and he goes, what did he say? I got so freaking mad. He's like, oh, yeah, we have a reservation. And at this point, I'm irritated with him. I'm like, uh-huh. Sorry, we don't take reservations. Knowing full well this man has already talked to my manager.
Oh.
Like, we don't take reservations. I'm sorry.
Oh, dude, that must make
Who did you
trying to
speak
give him a
to?
hard time.
Keep in mind, I'm like 8 months pregnant, so I'm just petty at this point. Like,
you're
I'm just like, dude,
bring it on, dude.
if you want to go,
I'll
okay.
fucking die
What
for this
fucking
right here. Yeah.
But so he's like, well, I didn't get her name. I'm like, okay, well, let me get my manager for you. Well, the manager comes over and she's like, okay, whatever. Tells the girls to set up the thing, and he's bitching at her too. Well, the manager walks away, and he's talking to his group of people about this 16-year-old girl, and he goes, well, the stupid bitch just couldn't remember my name. And I looked at him and I was like, she's not a stupid bitch. You're getting a reservation when you shouldn't have had one. You never gave her a name for your reservation. Our manager's already doing something good for you. Just sit down.
Wow.
And it's like, I literally picked at the menu, so I was like, I'm going to go set their table.
Oh,
Goodbye. But that's about as petty as I get. But I literally was just so irritated with this man. I was like, this is a 16-year-old girl. This is her first job. And you're a fully ass grown man, much bigger than me. I'm 5'4", okay? And he's like towering over me. And I'm like, seriously? And you're to this girl's face. Like, she's standing right here. She knows she's the one that talked to you. Like.
Guests get this, like, crazy confidence and, like, I mean, because here's the thing. Guests will say whatever the fuck they want to say because we have to win them over.
Yeah.
But if we give it back to them, like, that's our job on the line.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
you can't.
we can't, like, just, like, in general, we can't, like, if guest says, hey, fuck you, we can't be like, hey, fuck you too, buddy. We have to be like, oh, hey, fuck you. Oh, hey, have a good day.
Fuck you, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's, some guests can be such pricks. That actually reminds me, on the show, we like to do a segment called Stories from Hell. And I'm sure every server, if you worked in a restaurant in general, you've all experienced these guests or these stories.
I don't even have my phone.
Oh,
But-
don't worry, I got you.
My man Michael is gonna break down this story from hell.
That's right.
Listen up, guys.
Said he was gonna read it.
This one's a good one.
Go ahead, Michael.
Here you go.
Do you guys want me to do it? I'm the guest.
It's just really
No.
long. This is a lot.
If there's any big words, I'll help you on it.
I know every fucking word.
What's
Everyone?
What's this word?
Big word.
Two, Derek. Two.
All right. Strap in.
Oh, this is
And bring my fucking readers.
this
Are you
is
sure
the story
are
from
you
hell
sure you
right
don't
here.
want me to read it?
Do you want to read it?
I can read it.
Hey, it's Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day.
Full
If the mother
disclosure.
wants to read it, I can
Yeah.
read it.
Hey, let her read it.
Full disclosure. I found this story and thought it was fantastic, so I've already read it. So I'd like for you guys to get the full experience.
Okay,
That'd be great.
we don't do it often, but
Suit yourself.
In this special occasion, the guest will read the story. Break it down, Danie.
Okay, so this, I'm trying to find their name. Give me a second. Does it say
This is gonna be good.
who it's from, or does it just say no?
Just start this story up from the start.
This
Okay.
comes from Tony in New Zealand.
Whatever he said. So it says, this is ages ago when I worked at a steakhouse. A woman, I'll call her Karen, as we do, came in and announced she had a party of 25 on their way. She was covered in gold chains, diamonds, and carried a massive Louis Vuitton handbag. She was snooty and rude to the hostess and the busboy as he pushed their table together. But finally, she and her party were seated and ordered. The server they got loved to entertain kids. She'd make up voices and act out scenes to make the food seem more fun. As usual, she expertly handled this table, entertaining the kids here and there. The server had a tray of their food and was leaning over to set it down when one of the children got up to show her a drawing he had done. He pulled on her apron as she was bending down and it caused her to fall off balance. The tray moved dangerously to its tipping point, and I thought for sure she'd drop it, but she expertly maneuvered it to the tray stand, or so we thought. Suddenly, Karen leapt from her seat and began frantically dumping the content of her handbag onto the table. It took us a minute to understand the problem. A ramekin of raspberry vinaigrette on the tray had tipped over it and dripped into the $4 million Louis Vuitton bag. The woman was yelling at the server that she had to pay for it. The server looked panicked and got the manager. The three of them inspected the bag to assess the damage. The manager notes that there is a small wet spot in the purse, but nothing major. He asks if he's missing something, since she's saying the bag's ruined. The woman goes, right there, pointing to a spot about the size of a quarter. Manager, I can see that it's wet there, but it's the same color as the bag's material, so I can't tell what it is. It's a pinkish color. Woman, Karen, it's raspberry dressing. Our stupid server can't even hold a tray right. She dumped it in here. She turns to the server and points at her face. You are going to pay to replace this. I want a brand new one in a box. I never owned a purse that comes in a box.
Yeah, right.
Manager, hold on. I would be okay with that if your bag was destroyed, but this was a small spill and we would be happy to pay to have it cleaned. The server is not paying for this. It was an accident, so the restaurant will be responsible. Let's be honest, that's more than normal restaurants would do.
No,
Yeah.
I know. I wouldn't have done anything if I was a manager.
Karen, no, my server needs to be held accountable. She should pay for it, not the restaurant. How do I know it wasn't intentional? The server, ma'am, I'm very sorry, but it was an accident.
Hey guys, watch this.
Yeah, I know.
Your nephew grabbed my apron as I was setting it down. It did cause it to tilt, but I was able to keep it upright. Karen to manager. Now she's blaming a little kid? Woman to server. Who the fuck do you think you are? He's just a kid. You can't just make up lies about him. Pissed at how she was talking to the server and that the manager didn't defend her, I stepped in, took the manager aside, and told him everything I'd seen. I confirmed the little boy was the one who had caused her to accidentally spill the dressing. A busboy came up behind me and stated he'd seen the same. The manager returns to the table and tells her she has two choices. She can leave it here to be cleaned or bring in the receipt for reimbursement. Again, more than normal restaurants would do.
No, yeah.
Karen grits her teeth. I want a new bag, in box, with receipt so I know it's not a knockoff and she must pay for it. Manager, that's not going to happen. I'm very sorry for. Karen gets up and starts shoving things back in her bag. You'll be hearing from my lawyer.
Oh my god.
What?
She spits at the server. Can you get us all to go boxes or will you fuck that up too?
Oh.
Okay.
Good God.
The rest of the table looks uncomfortable. She orders the table to package up their food so they can go. I hand out to-go boxes to help the server who looks like she's going to cry. The manager tells her to go into the back and he'll drop the bill. I think everything is fine until I hear more yelling. Karen is trying to leave and has refused to pay, saying it should be comped for the inconvenience. He chased the party to their cars, where they got into a serious argument about payment. Finally, one of the other members of the party stepped up and paid the bill. The woman screamed at the man for doing it, calling him a pussy. Rather than get a real attorney, she asked a friend of hers to pretend to be a lawyer. He called to threaten the restaurant, claiming to be from a local legal firm. He said if she didn't get a brand new bag, they'd sue, and she wanted proof it had been purchased by the server, not the restaurant. This backfired, though, because as soon as the manager heard the word lawyer, he said he could no longer talk to them, and they'd need to communicate with the restaurant's legal team. The guy tried backtracking, but the manager just gave out the phone number and hung up. The lawyer called back 3 times, but the manager would not speak to him. The legal team let us know later that when they called the firm, he said he represented, they did not know him. When they finally talked to the caller, he admitted Karen had asked him to call, thinking we'd just throw money at her to make her go away. He said she'd forced him to do it. LOL. In the end, she had her purse cleaned and the restaurant paid for it. It cost $300 freaking bucks.
Karen in this story is, I don't know.
Who is this girl?
Dude,
Right?
she must be a linebacker. Like, Jesus Christ. She called that guy a pussy, and then, like, she's, like, holding the guy up for ransom and be like, you better fucking say you're a goddamn lawyer.
And at that point, it's like, why do you care if it's from the server? Like, even if the bag was bad enough to be replaced, why do you care if it's... Why are you taking money out of the server's pocket to replace your...
Yeah.
You're already living in luxury if you've got this expensive purse.
How much was it?
They said, like, $4 million or whatever, but I
Louis
guarantee
$4 million
I guarantee
purse.
it's that.
No way.
But
like,
if you look up like
Louis
we
Vuitton, yeah.
we have a friend who just recently bought a Louis Vuitton purse.
It's not
and she
cheap.
said it cost like
It's
$2
not
grand.
cheap, no.
Yeah,
and it was
it's
a
a
little
couple grand.
clutch.
That's still a lot
so
of
about
fucking
$2
money.
grand. But you figure $300 to clean it had to have been pricey. But so what? Like who gives a shit who
All I'm
pays
saying
to replace it?
If you can afford to buy a bag like that, you can afford to get it fucking cleaned.
No,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
At that point, it should be okay.
at
That's
that
fine.
point, she's just looking for trouble.
And they said it was the size of a quarter, so like that big, like
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah,
and
just
it's
a
like the
power
same
trip.
color as the
No,
purse.
yeah.
A server can drop that on my white Vans and I wouldn't get mad, really. I'd be like, it was an accident. You know?
But
Yeah,
you've worked in the
whatever.
service industry though, so you know
Yeah.
accidents happen.
But I don't
Every
know.
once in a while, you get those entitled people that just.
Oh, yeah.
I can't.
Insane.
I can't
That
believe,
was a roller
I can't believe she. The most decent person on her side, the one that paid the bill, covered everything for Karen and everything like
And
that.
it was 25 people.
She called
Yeah.
that man a pussy.
I know. This guy
After
was
just getting in a
yeah.
server
at the
space.
party.
He already has to deal with her anyway.
It's like her brother. Fucking
oh my
pussy.
gosh, yeah.
Jeez,
No
man.
balls.
Yeah.
Fuck Karen. No,
Dude, fuck Karen, man.
Dude, that was a good story. I don't know if any viewers have any story like that, but if you have a story like that or just similar, leave it in the comment section below. DM me personally. I'll share it on the next episode. But dude, that was it. That was the Apron Podcast, you guys. Episode 3. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. See you next time.
Well, follow our TikTok page too, the Apron Podcast. Plugged in.
Plugged in. I liked it. Here we go.